Hello traders, good afternoon. Today's time is today is 26th of September. Current time is 3:30 p.m. IST. So today is episode 10 for the market profile or the post-market analysis. And before I share my analysis, this is just I'll just go through the quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and please take care of your trading investment. And the information shared here is for educational purposes only. So with that, let me quickly go through the Nifty and man, what an amazing day I had today in trading Nifty. So first of all, apologies for yesterday, wherein I think I had an issue with my. So there was a technical glitch. So today, hopefully that glitch will be solved. So let me quickly start from the daily time frame analysis, like what were the levels which I was looking. So this is what happened yesterday. So we had a good, so this there was a 2-day balance and we had a good follow through auction at the down end, followed by, so I was expecting what is happening at yesterday's low, yesterday's high, and I was expecting to have a follow through to the down move, which did not happen. So from the volume profile chart, yesterday I shared that the volumes were actually decreasing and the price was also, auction was also decreasing. So this was one alarming thing which I was keeping a look at, keeping an eye on. Also, there was no clarity in terms of, where the auction is going to move next. So let me just jump to the market profile chart and I'll show what were the references or what were my monitoring references. So 20th September, this is the Monday's, continuation or the buying movement which happened, followed by a balance. So the start of the week was an imbalance or a trend day, followed by a balance, followed by one more balance. So these were the two more balances. So these were my reference levels. So this was balance one, this is balance two. Also, this is a single print zone, and this is also single print zone. So what I was monitoring is what is happening at this particular level at yesterday's low and yesterday's high. So this is today's A period, when this A period formed and when I saw a sort of rejection at this level. Also, this was a single print zone. So, and plus it was a value area low. So there were a lot of, trading setups and a lot of confirmation for the buying side, which I had. And I just took a long trade when the price or the auction was, going above the open. So this is today's open. So when the auction started developing above the open, that's where I took a long trade, keeping my first target of the yesterday's high and the epoch level, which was easily achieved in the C period, and there was a big spike, massive spike, because there were a lot of stops built around these levels. So this is what my trade location was, my trade plan was for trading today in Nifty. Once the auction came back below the point of control or the prominent point of control, that's where, so again I took a short trade here. I entered somewhere here, and this was my short trade, and I was keeping my target of today's low, which did not achieve. So when this so when this period, when the auction was not going below this level, so somewhere here or somewhere here, that's where I exited my positions. So there were two trades which I took. One was a long trade and another one was a short trade. One more thing which I would like to show you guys is, so from the VSA chart, there was a clear rejection, so there was a clear rejection from VWAP, and this, actually gave me additional confirmation of tagging the yesterday's high. And once the auction started developing below the yesterday's high, that's where, so this was a VSA, strong VSA signal, I was keeping the target of today's low, which did not achieve. So when I got a buying signal from the VSA, that's where, I exited. So I exited somewhere around this HVM. So this is where I exited. So this was my trade plan for the long and for the short using the VSA volume spread analysis charts. So that is how I traded Nifty. Now let me quickly go to the Bank Nifty chart. So in Bank Nifty also I had a similar opportunity of trading both long and short. So what I was monitoring, so this were the levels I was monitoring. I was also expecting if the auction develops higher, then somewhere around this level. So this is where the auction stopped 31,000 level. So I was just observing this from the daily chart perspective. Let me quickly go through the market profile chart. And so if you see Monday, we had a good trend day, or we had a good auction, followed by a balance day, followed by one more balance. Also, there were a lot of HVN, so there was a lot of anomalies. So 1, 2, 3. So this were the levels, which I was monitoring. Also, I was monitoring. And yesterday, one more thing, or the auction development thing happened is the auction tried to fill the gap. So this was the gap, but it did not happen. Buyers stepped in, and now today we are seeing a follow through. So this is a good sign, and we'll be seeing some more clear signs tomorrow based on the opens. One thing to note here is we have this big excess. So if you see here, this is nothing but the Monday's high. So we have this big excess. So there was a sort of rejection. So let me quickly take you through the trade plan. So what I was monitoring is, so this is the HVN, this is the HVN, and this is yesterday's point of control. So when there was a rejection at the second HVN and the point of control, so once the auction went up higher above the value area high, that's where I took a long position, keeping this were my target. So keeping this were my targets, and again this was a very good trade. So this was a long trade, and the C period actually it was a very volatile move. Actually, I was lucky enough to exit at the highs, exit around 30,950 something. That's where I was able to exit. So I would say I was lucky enough. And once the auction came back below this, so this is nothing but a multi-day high. Once the auction came back below, that's where so somewhere here or somewhere here I entered shorts, keeping my target if it enters below this again the yesterday's range. So which happened in the C D E F period. So so that was the short trade. So this is how I traded Bank Nifty. So the one long trade and one short trade. So two trades in BNF and two trades in Nifty. So I think this was pretty satisfied and with my trade plan and the auction development process. And then rest of the day I was just observing what is happening in the market. I would also like to share the chart for Reliance. So from today I'll also share what's happening in Reliance. So Reliance, if you see, we had this B shape. So this was the point of reference. So we had a B shape followed by a P shape. So which gives that. So here the value was lower. Again here the value is higher. And then next couple of days, 2 days, we were just trading in this range. So this is what my thought process was. So this was the range. There was a clear rejection at this high, and some buyers were coming in at this low. So what my plan was, if I see a sort of rejection at this level, I'll be buying here, keeping my target of yesterday's high. So this was what I was monitoring in Reliance. Reliance again. So this is today's open. The auction was within yesterday's range. So this is yesterday's range, and this was a monitoring reference. It did not touch here. It touched the high and there was a sort of rejection. So this was a good trade location, but it did not reach the low or this spike base. So and there was a lot of sideways movement. So Reliance, what is happening is it's just in a sideways movement. So what we'll do, let's wait for this range to break, and this is a very good buying zone, or you can say a demand zone. So just if the auction develops, then we will be seeing a lot of buying activity, and again the price will shoot up. So this is what I'm expecting in Reliance. Now let me quickly jump to crude. And crude is nicely, so after this Saudi Aramco move, it is nicely one time framing down, uh, and it is again entered in a balanced state. It's again trading in a balance. And there is one HVN, I was keeping an eye on. So this was the HVN, and there is this HVN. So where we saw sort of rejection yesterday. Uh, and again, the auction is actually trading in a sideways or more of a balanced state. So this is what happened yesterday in the overnight session. So pretty big anomalies. Also, there is a lot of excess, followed by, so we had a follow through downwards in the US session. In the US session, we have a poor high. We have this one distribution. We have another distribution. Also, there are a lot of anomalies. So what I was observing in this crude is, so this is a poor high level, and this is a value area high. So a sort of rejection was seen at the value area highs, and that's where, and there was this prominent point of control. So these were the reference levels which I was monitoring. So I entered. So this was a good trade location where you could have entered short, keeping the first target of the prominent point of control. If we see a follow through, or if this level sustains, then you can exit your shorts, or you can reverse your trades by entering longs. So if you had entered, so this was a second good trade location, so entered longs, keeping the targets of this poor high. So both the short and both the long, so they were clearly taken and clearly identified. I did not trade crude today because I had good trades in both Nifty and Banknifty. So overall, that is all. That's what I had in my trading plan. And what I'm expecting in crude is, so I'm just going to observe what is happening at the overnight session high and low. This is the today's open. Also, there is a sort of some sort of a very small single print zone. So buyers are stepping in. There are some reference levels here, but uh, the odds are lower. We need to monitor what is happening at this 4,000 levels, and also at this single print zone, so 4060 level. So this is a 60 point range, so we need to observe what is happening in this 60 point range. If we see a continuation higher, then you just take a long, or if we see a failure of continuation, then you can, and if the option enters in the range, then you can take a short. So that's all today. So that's what my trade plan is, and that's the post market analysis from my end. So thank you, and please do subscribe to my channel, and do share with your team, with your care friends, and with your colleagues, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and also let me know in your comments if you have any doubts. So with that, I would like to thank you, and take care, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, bye.